last recording before going to Japan. Welcome back to episode 9 of the podcast. Technically, not the last episode because I have to pre record 2 more since the schedule for me in Japan is quite packed, and I don't think I'll have enough time to be doing some recordings. So the next 2 episode is going to be pre-recorded, and so I got a note here because I did a listen, like re-listen to episode 8, and that is quite like I was just yapping all over the place, and I was not, how do I say it, I was not telling some proper, like I didn't finish a story about the reason behind Reze and Yoru from Chainsaw Man illustrations. So for those who forgot what happened, so basically last week, no, last week, so 2 weeks ago, we did a shirt signing, like a shirt sign off, and one of my friends asked me to draw him Reze and Yoru, just a face. And essentially what happened is that I fucked up real bad. He he doesn't really mind it because I think from his point of view it's okay, but from an artist's perspective it is quite bad. And the reason that I am drawing it for last week and this week episode thumbnail is because I want to redeem myself. And that is the reason. So I am actually finishing like the story because last week I did not finish it. I just told you about how I fucked up one of my friend's shirts. So going to Japan, I actually have some goals towards during the Japan stay for 4 years, but I will be coming back to my home country. And one of the goals I want to try to accomplish during the Japan is actually related to this podcast as well, and that is to use less filler words. For example, so, like, and. That's it. That's the goal for just like in general in Japan. Since I'm learning in international relationships, uh, international course, so it's gonna be English. I want to like just be able to speak with more confidence without using the filler words. Filler words. So I'm gonna be practicing here. Like just previously, I used the word so. That's what I am trying to like get better at. So, oh my god, I'm using it again. That recording was like 2 weeks ago. Sorry, I mean 1 week ago. So I might sound different because I'm sick as fuck. I'm sick before going to Japan for 6 days. I'm leaving in 6 days and I'm sick as hell. So hopefully I am going to recover before going to Japan. Otherwise, I might be cooked. With that being said, the reason I kind of paused the recording and come back to it 1 week later is because of the school events. Mostly the prom events because I have to organize it. And I apologize for the long pauses. I need some time to think before saying my sentence because of these fucking filler words like I just used earlier. So this episode is going to be there's gonna be a lot of long pauses, long pauses. I'm not sure which one to use, but basically there's gonna be a long pause for my brain to think of how to avoid these filler words. We're gonna go back to the story now. Of not the story. I'm just gonna go back to the reason why I stopped the recording for almost a week, and that is because of school prom. Wow. So, oh my god, I'm using. it is harder than you think to not use filler words when I have been using it for a very, very long time. Anyways, back to the story. So this is the last school event for us, which is school prom, and I am like one of the how to say it? I am one of the staff member who organized the prom event. That is why the recording was like 1 week apart for this audio. Like this audio recording, like the intro and what I'm saying right now is 1 week apart due to the fact that I have to organize a prom event, and I wasn't feeling, how do I say it? I wasn't like fe- I was not basically like I don't have a lot of energy after organizing the prom event to come back home and do a recording sessions. I know like that might sound so fake because all I have to do is just turn on my PC, open Audacity, and record. But it's how do I say it? Doing stuff like this for some reason takes a lot of mental energy. I'm not sure why or how, but it is. So, anyways, I organized the prom events. It's a hotel, and I think all of our classmates were was there, around 20 to 30 people, I think. Not a lot, but at least almost everyone was able to make it, which is fun because um it's the last ever gathering before leaving the school. And unfortunately, I did tear up a little because, like, when you think about it, uh I should give you some context. I already graduated because the prom was last Friday. So it is kind of sad to think about it, like just missing, like, okay, I'm using so many filler words, but I'm trying to think of a sentence. Like, I have so many things I want to say, but I can't convey it all. So I apologize again for the filler words and the long pauses. When you think about it, like, I have to stop. When you think about it, like, oh my god, I am actually like triggering myself for no reason. Okay, deep breath. What I was trying to say is that you never like really appreciate something until you lose it. For example, just like spending your time at the back of the class, half listening to what the teacher is saying, and just messing with your mates. Like, that moment will never be the same. And I don't think I'll ever experience that moment ever again. Well, maybe in university, but still, it is not the same people. Like, you're not doing it with the same people you grow up with since kids. So it is kind of sad to just looking back at some old or some recent memories and realizing that you will never ever you will never get to experience that again. And that is like just heartbreaking. And I totally understand myself now why I did tear up a bit. I did try my best not to cry because I have this bad mentality that crying is for weak people. I know that is just like not a good mindset, but I was like teach this way, so it's kind of like, how to say it, it's kind of rooted into my brains, unfortunately. But you know, it's not like I don't cry at all. I do, but just not as much as I want to. You know, yeah. Graduations. It is sad. I'm going to Japan alone too, so I'm going in blinded. Like I don't have any connections there. I don't even know who my roommate is. Oh yeah, one thing that my friend did say is that why didn't I choose a single dorm room, because there was an option for us to choose between if you want to live alone or live with a roommate. And I choose roommate because like that is basically guaranteeing you to have a friend at university, at least one person. You are guaranteed to have at least one friend. But my friend from school, I'm just gonna refer to him as A for now. So A told me that, dude, why would you do that? And at first I was like, why? Like I thought, I don't understand why. Oh my god, why not having a roommate would be a good idea? Like A, he was like really discouraging for me to, not discouraging. He was just like, dude, having a roommate is not the best choice ever. Like, you should not get a roommate. And I was curious, like, I don't know why he was like so against having a roommate. And then he did, like, prove a good point. He did mention a good point that kind of got me scared a little. And he said that, what if like you get a bad roommate? For example, like a creep or a pervert or just like autistic. I have nothing against autistic people. It's just that if you have to live with someone for several years and that person is autistic, I mean, it is definitely a handful to deal with. So it was like telling me all about that, and I was thinking to myself, oh yeah, right. What if I was stuck with a fucking weirdo? Like um, there's a lot of weird people out there, and I don't want to be friend with that. So that I am kind of scared about my roommate. Hopefully, he is not weird. You know what? In the form to choose a roommate, they did ask us to provide a hobby, so we would not be so they would match us with people with similar hobby. I choose workout, drawing, and badminton. So hopefully, I get a person who draw. Top priority is a person who draw, because that way, um, I won't feel so weird out being watched by my roommate when I draw this type of shit. If I don't get a roommate who draw, then I can't really do anything about it. I'll have to tell them that I draw anime, unfortunately. But I mean, I don't think they would be against it so much. I'm not sure though. I think I'm just gonna end it here for this week. I still have to record two more, probably tomorrow or sometimes before flying to Japan. Right, that's it. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you guys later. Peace. How do I pause?